Hi guys, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making a smoked sausage and potato skillet. Alright, I'm starting out here in a large skillet I've preheated. I'm going to add in some vegetable oil. I'm going to go for about 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. And I have some russet potatoes. Let me move that around. Cast iron gets hot. I have some russet potatoes I diced up. I didn't peel, I left the skins on. Peel them if you like. I'm going to get these down into the oil. And I'm going to cook these over medium-low heat for a few minutes so my potatoes start to soften and start to brown. I don't want to cook them too high because we don't want them to brown too much before they start to soften. So I'm going to get them going, and I'm going to season them with some salt and pepper before I forget. I'm going to get these going, get them start to soften up, and then we'll move on to the next part of the recipe. My potatoes are starting to soften, they're halfway cooked, and they're starting to brown. As you can see, that's fine, that's what we want. Now I have a 14-ounce ring of kibasi sausage here. This is pre-cooked. We're just going to get it in here and start to brown it in with the potatoes. You don't want your potatoes mush because it still has a little more cooking to do. You want your potatoes to have texture when the dish is done. So I'm going to allow this to fry for a few more minutes with the sausage, and the sausage starts to brown up and the potatoes continue to soften. Alright, after this fried for a few minutes, my sausage is starting to warm through and the potatoes are softening up. I'm pulling all my potatoes and sausage to one side. Now I'm going to put in roughly about 2 tablespoons of butter, and we're going to melt this down. Let me move these over a little more. What we're going to do is we're going to make a roux to help thicken this up because we're going to put a cheese sauce on this, guys. So you just want to melt your butter down, and while that's melting, I'm going to put in 2 tablespoons of flour, and I'm going to allow these guys to mingle together for a minute until that flour gets the flour taste cooked out of it. It'll only take a minute. Alright, now that I allowed my flour to cook for a minute and the flour taste is out, I'm going to add in 2 cups of half and half. You could also use milk if you don't have half and half, but your half and half will thicken up quicker. Because what half and half is, it's half milk and half heavy cream. Now I have 8 ounces of Velveeta cheese that I cubed up. I'm going to get that down into the cream. And I still have this on medium-low heat. I might turn it up a little bit then. Cast iron, once it gets hot, it really holds its heat, so you want to be careful with the heat. If you use like an aluminum frying pan or a steel frying pan, it won't hold the heat as good, so you won't have to be as careful, but cast iron makes it the best. Right, now I'm going to take my potatoes and I'm going to move them over on top of there. We want to get that hot so that cheese melts. Then I'm just stirring it around. Now I'm probably going to turn my heat up a little bit to bring this up to a simmer to start to melt that cheese. I'll turn it up to medium. Now I have some smoky paprika or smoked paprika. I'm going to put about a ½ teaspoon in. You don't want to go overboard because that's powerful and it will take over the dish. And Holly doesn't like smoked flavor anyway, so I have to be careful with that. Okay, now lastly, I'm going to add some shredded cheddar cheese in here. And I'm going to allow this to come up to a simmer, and I'm going to stir it occasionally so that sauce starts to thicken a little bit and all of my cheese melts. And you want to keep an eye on it at this point. You don't want to walk away because it might have the tendency to burn in the bottom of your pan and you don't want to ruin your supper. So I'm going to allow this to simmer for a little while and thicken up. Alright guys, this is ready. It only took a few minutes. That cheese with that heavy cream and the flour roux base thickens it up quick. You can see it nice bubbling there like lava. I'm going to get a little bit of parsley in here for some color. This is ready to go. Let's go ahead and fix the plate and see what we got. Alright guys, let me get in here and give this a try. Potatoes are cooked through, they're not mushy. You got that cheese sauce. Creamy, cheesy. You pick up a little bit of that smoked seasoning from the smoked paprika. Sausage is delicious, well seasoned, and Anybody knows as you fry sausage, hot dogs, anything, they pick up an extra flavor as you fry them. That was really easy, cheesy, and delicious. Alright, there you have it. Sausage and potato skillet. Thanks for watching. Remember, love what you eat and eat what you love.